If you missed it, last year I did a quick segment on this little guy right here, the Mechanical Mule. So the Mechanical Mule is a really interesting Jeep. Most people don't know it's a Jeep. And it's literally just a flatbed trolley with an engine underneath. It's a air-cooled flat engine. And it can be operated by sitting on it here, or you can actually stand in front of it and walk behind it. Or if you're in a combat situation, hide behind it while driving.
I'm gonna stop you real quick. Hey guys, I'm Liam. You're watching Gone Jeepin'. I may know a little tiny bit about mechanical mules, but as I was filming this, the owner of the Mechanical Mule, his name is Bud, he walks over and he's gonna tell us all about it. He knows a heck of a lot more. So, enjoy.
My name is Bud Bauman from Swanton and formerly from White House, Ohio.
White House, Ohio?
Yep.
And what are we looking at today? You've got a couple of things out
We've
here.
got a couple of things here. Behind us is two military mules. This particular mule is used for transporting parts, people, plasma, whatever, tents for the military. It weighs 900 pounds and it'll transport 1,000 pounds cross country. It's four-wheel drive and four-wheel steer. It has a four-cylinder engine in the back, and it's a four-cylinder air-cooled opposed engine, and it is not a dependable engine. It was noted that it was poorly constructed. It didn't live long in the field. So when they brought this in for a major service, they would pull the four-cylinder out and trash it, and they would convert it to their more reliable two-cylinder air-cooled opposed engine, utilizing the same drivetrain, transmission, and so forth. It's four-stroke. And over here on this mule, you can see how the wheels are canted. That's the four-wheel steer mechanism. And the basket on the front, the foot basket, is removable by loosening this wing nut here and disconnecting your quick disconnects. This basket comes off and there's a place to store it, provisions under the back to store it there. Also in the back is a tow bar about that long that mounts here on the front, and it's connected with the steering system. So you put that tow bar on there, put it on the back of a Jeep on the pintle hook, and it will follow you around because it steers itself with all four wheels. There's a provision made where you can convert it back to a two-wheel drive. But both of these are four-wheel steer, four-wheel, full-time four-wheel drive, plus this one has loops on it, and these loops could be turned down and they could tie it down to a pallet, a heavy-duty pallet, and then they would load it, several of them, in a C-130 aircraft, and they would come across an area where they couldn't land a C-130, but they'd come over an open field, 10 feet high or so, and they would slide them out, and they would hit and just bounce. But that's how they got them into an area where they couldn't get them in with a helicopter. But later they could put a helicopter, they could pick it up with a Huey, and they could take it in and put it on the beach from the aircraft carrier to the beach. That way the infantry had transportation in and out for casualties and ammo, tents, food, whatever. As you can see, this one is just loaded up with all kinds of items that would be reminiscent of the way it would be needed. There is that part of that floor over there is a crank, and the crank goes in the back here, and cranking it is very difficult. And you can see that there's a pump right here, and this pump would pump you'd give it several strokes of that pump, and it would pump gasoline out of the fuel tank and pump it right in directly into the intake manifold to facilitate starting. It made it a lot easier. But due to my age, we elected to convert both of them to electric start. Both of these are set up for four-wheel steer. But in this front hole up here, you can move the linkage from there over to there, and it'll lock out the four-wheel steer, and it'll be four-wheel drive, but it'll only be two-wheel front steer.
Yeah, see the chain and a pull tab.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it goes from there
you
to
pull
here.
that pin, and then you move that lever over to there, and put the pin back in it, and then it's two-wheel steer from that point on. Okay, this hole, there is a pedestal that goes down in there, and it attaches to a heavy-duty plate that is on that vehicle, and then the pedestal's about this high, and then you mounted your 30 or your 50 cal machine gun on that pedestal. But I don't have the pedestal. So if anybody out there has got a pedestal, I am interested. Give me a call at White House Motors in White House, Ohio.
Now I'm seeing we've got this guy here. I believe you can adjust the steering wheel, right?
Yes, you can. You loosen that up and pull this pin down here, and the steering column comes right down here, and then you can set the throttle speed here. That's cruise control right there. Then you can start the engine by turning it on the ignition and using the switch here and the choke over here, and you get the engine running, and then you depress the clutch, put the transmission in gear, reverse, because you got the steering right here, so you slowly release the clutch and the throttle's already set. You can back it around, park it over there, whatever. Worked out so well.
So if it's forward here, you can still drive it.
Yeah, yeah. We drove it here from Swanton.
You drove this?
Yeah, well, no, not this. We drove that from Swanton. These we hauled on a trailer. Yeah, because it only goes 7-8 miles an hour. That's it, man. Yeah.